Welcome to the Customer Service Training for Local Businesses by the Sunshine Coast Council. I'm your host, Jo Harris. And this is Module 4.3, Fixing Customer Complaints on Social Media. Your social media footprint. Many companies are unaware of the size, scale, and impact of their social media footprint, the total amount of feedback a company receives on social media channels. Most companies are failing to capture and use this feedback, good and bad. Positive feedback can help your company grow. Don't assume social media is just for public relations and marketing. But what about negative feedback? 70% of negative comments on social media channels are ignored. And we are going to discuss 5 steps of dealing with social media complaints today. Step number 1. Use technology tools to listen and learn. This ever-growing list of social media management, social monitoring, and social customer relationship management tools can help business owners avoid drowning in the seemingly non-stop crush of input. Research online for these tools to find a good fit for your business and computer experience. Step number 2. Be prepared and set expectations you can live up to. If you want to reap the good of social media, you must be prepared to take the bad too. Have a strategic plan for social media that includes your business rules for responding to complaints and other negative comments about your company. In a similar vein, don't set yourself up for failure. Create expectations that you can meet or exceed. Step number 3. Decide who you're going to respond to and who you can ignore. As part of that plan, lay out your approach for what types of people and messages you are willing and able to address online. Then determine the criteria for what you're going to turn a blind eye to. Trying to chase down every single bit of chatter is probably not an efficient strategy. The ignorance is bliss approach won't work out well either. Some companies use Clout.com or other tools to assess what kind of online influence the dissatisfied customer wields before responding. Some use sentiment analysis and other metrics to guide their decision making. On the flip side, there will likely be situations where you're better off leaving it alone. People or comments that can get into legal or ethical grey areas, for example, are likely not worth trying to please. Step number 4. Don't forget you're dealing with people. In the social era, we're still dealing with people. Don't lose sight of the human element, even when it's confined to a Facebook comment. How would you respond to an email or a telephone call with a complaint or negative feedback? There's no reason why your response on social media should follow different guidelines. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that an open channel where, depending on how you respond to the customer, it's out in the open for others to see. And finally, step number 5. Move irate customers to a different channel. The public nature of many social platforms adds pressure to negative social interactions. The sites themselves only complicate the matter. You may need more than 140 characters to explain something. Consider offering particularly upset customers the chance to address their issues in a different forum, such as a phone call, email, or feedback survey. Just don't make it inconvenient or difficult to do so, otherwise you might be making a tough situation worse. Your download worksheet for Module 4.3 contains an infographic on how to train your employees to handle social media. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jo Harris for the Sunshine Coast Council. Bye for now.